Over the last few years, we've seen the good, the bad, and the downright atrocious entries to the video game adaptation genre. However, there's one entry that practically no one complains about. It's the iconic Sega mascot and blue blur, Sonic the Hedgehog. So it isn't surprising to know that the third entry to the highly successful Sega saga has had fans shaking with anticipation. Here's 7 things you need to know about the upcoming flick. Starting off, what's the plot going to be about? The first Sonic the Hedgehog film had Sonic imprison Dr. Robotnik on the Mushroom Planet and decide to settle down in the small town of Green Hills, Montana, along with his human companions Tom and Maddie Wachowski. By the time the sequel rolled around, Sonic was trying and failing pretty hard at finding his footings as a crime-fighting vigilante when a vengeance-fueled Robotnik re-emerged, making his way back to Earth after tricking the honorable but easily duped Knuckles into aiding him. Fortunately, with help from his newfound ally, the flying fox Tails, Sonic managed to convince Knuckles to aid him in defeating Robotnik once again, and the three then settled down as a makeshift family with the Wachowskis. Now that we've pretty much covered all the meticulous plot of the 2 existing Sonic the Hedgehog movies so far, what about the upcoming third entry to the franchise? The end credits scene in the second film revealed the existence of Shadow the Hedgehog, an alternate version of Sonic who will no doubt be serving as the next big baddie for Sonic & Co. Longtime Sonic fans are all too familiar with this genetically engineered mammal who made his first franchise debut as the villain in the Sega Dreamcast title Sonic Adventure 2. As for Dr. Robotnik, well, his fate is yet to be determined for the time being, for reasons we'll explain shortly. What's more, Ben Schwartz has described the upcoming film as being crazy and bananas. The cast and crew involved with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 have been quite secretive about the specifics of the upcoming flick ever since it was first revealed to be in production back in February of this year. However, one of the film's stars has graciously given us some insight as to what we should expect to see. While speaking on the Playlist podcast shortly after the second film was released in theaters, the voice actor for Sonic, Ben Schwartz, had this to say about the upcoming movie. "We blew it out so much that 3, it's going to be bananas. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait." Again, we do know why he thinks the movie is going to be bananas, but with the craziness that we've already seen in the first 2 films, the audiences surely won't be let down. Plus, knowing that Shadow is going to be part of the upcoming film, we have no doubts. Next up, who's going to be in the film? Director Jeff Fowler is expected to return to helm the next Sonic project alongside series writers Pat Casey and Josh Miller once again to pen the script. Ben Schwartz, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Idris Elba, who voiced Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles respectively, are also all but confirmed to be reprising their roles from the previous movies, as are James Marsden, Tika Sumpter, and Natasha Rothwell. However, the big question is whether Jim Carrey will return to his role as the villainous Dr. Robotnik for the film. This is because back in April, just days before Sonic the Hedgehog 2 opened in theaters, Carrey made a shocking statement revealing that he was contemplating retirement from the industry. The news has sent shockwaves throughout Hollywood and has left fans worried about the character never returning to the big screen, or worse, getting recast. Carrey's portrayal of the diabolical scientist has been arguably the greatest highlight of the film so far, so it'd be a bit of a shame if he doesn't return to give the crooked doctor a proper send-off. On the other hand, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 saw Robotnik playing air guitar while controlling a massive Eggman robot, so we'd forgive him for thinking that there was simply no way to top that scene. Neil Moritz, one of the producers of the film, also added that they wouldn't even try to recast him with another actor if the comedy legend does in fact never appear in another movie. Meanwhile, leaked information suggests some new characters will be making their live-action debut as well. A surprisingly detailed abstract of the upcoming film suggests that Shadow won't be the only character from the Sonic games who are set to make their own cinematic debut. The leak not only reveals some of the broad strokes of the plot, but also reveals that 3 additional characters will be making their film debut that hasn't been officially announced so far. We already know of Shadow making his debut, but the biggest surprise here is that Robotnik is said to be aided by Amy Rose and the Big the Cat in the third film. Amy's a welcome addition to the film cast, but if there's any person in the world who genuinely likes Big the Cat, we've never met them. So either they're just adding new characters at random or the leak is wrong. If the information is right though, it would seem that the movies are getting closer and closer to something that could potentially pass as a plot of one of the original games. However, considering that many fans don't really like some of Sonic's friends, other than the main trio of Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, adding these many characters so quickly might not be the best idea. At this rate, we'll probably end up with Jet the Hawk or some other Z-listers before you know it, but who knows, maybe they'll be cooler in the movies. On the other hand, a Knuckles-centered series starring Idris Elba will follow the third film. This tidbit of information has less to do with the upcoming movie and more with the franchise itself. When the third film was announced back in February, Paramount Pictures also revealed that Idris Elba's Knuckles would also be getting his own spin-off series on Paramount Plus before the next installment. As of right now, we have no information about when and where where the show will take place or details about who will appear in the show itself, but we know that the series will be available sometime in 2023 for anyone with a Paramount Plus subscription. Expect to hear a lot more about the show leading up to its eventual release. And let's take a look at what Casey and Miller have planned for the upcoming flick. The two writers have spoken about their plans for the Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, at the event a while back. It appears that the third film will not only be introducing more Sonic characters to the film, but also that they're looking to bring some elements from the beloved Dreamcast Sonic Adventure 2 game and the poorly received Shadow the Hedgehog solo venture into the third movie. When asked if Amy would be appearing in the sequel, the duo couldn't answer due to their non-disclosure agreements, but explained that things were in the works. And Miller was also careful not to comment on any specific plot lines for the third film, but did explain that it was not revealing. Shadow's introduction to the movie franchise also meant that there would be plans to incorporate some of the elements from Sonic games featuring Shadow the Hedgehog. However, nothing is yet known about Shadow's voice actor, but considering Idris Elba as Knuckles, they'll probably be aiming for famous Hollywood actors to voice the Hedgehog. Producers were also aware of the fans wanting to get their favorite characters to appear in the film, and though the movie is still in production, Casey didn't rule out the idea. Miller even mentioned that in each new Sonic movie, as long as the people have the appetite for them, we'll keep adding yet another person from the game universe. And lastly, we know when to expect the movie to finally come out. Paramount announced that they'd begun production on Sonic the Hedgehog 3 during its Viacom investor event back in February this year, along with the Knuckles spin-off series. The third film has now been officially revealed to open in theaters on December 20th, 2024, which is also the same day as the 20th Century Studios' Avatar 3 film. Clearly, Paramount is confident about the film's success and hopes to continue courting families by releasing the sequel over the winter holidays in 2024. Are we in for a box-off battle of short, blue, and quilled versus tall, blue, and ponytailed? A lot can change in 2 years, so who knows if both these movies will stay put where they're at. For now though, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is set to speed into the Green Hill Zone on December 20th, 2024, so make sure to book your tickets in advance because this one premiere you definitely don't want to be missing out on. And that's a wrap for this video. What are you looking forward to seeing in the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.